I want to tell you about Albie Gill. He really isn't your typical 5-year-old. Like most kids around the country, he's currently confined to his home, but that's not stopping Albie from staying productive. He created Keep Away Corona. It's a podcast hosted by the Chicago native himself. He talks to family and friends about the coronavirus pandemic, and he even sings the podcast's original theme song. Albie's work has already garnered the attention of some pretty important people. In fact, former President Obama's foundation highlighted Albie's project in a recent tweet. Albie and his dad, Andrew, join me now from Chicago. Albie, I gotta ask you, how did you decide to start this podcast?
So, because coronavirus was being, really bad. It was really bad for people. And I wanted to help people, be healthy.
I love that, Albie. That's so kind-hearted that you had that thought to help people. I'm curious, who have you had on and who's been your favorite so far?
I've had my teacher on one of the podcasts.
Wow.
One of the episodes.
How'd your teacher do?
Good.
Good.
Well,
And what's been your favorite part, Albie, about doing this podcast? What do you like about it the most?
Papa has to do way more work than he usually does. That is true.
I believe you. I completely believe you. Andrew, I have a question for you. You're actually a podcast producer for Sound Opinions on public radio station WBEZ. It must make you so proud to see your son following in your footsteps.
yeah, but he is right. It is a lot more work because I edit all the episodes. So Albie interviews people for about 20 minutes, and then I edit for about 2 hours. So
I bet you've got some great material to work with.
Yeah.
What's that, Albie?
He does too much editing. He does so much editing.
Too much editing. Albie, I understand Albie's mom is actually in the process of also becoming an Episcopal priest. Part of that process is doing chaplain internships at the hospital. She's actually started an internship in January and has to do 12-hour shifts conferencing with COVID patients and their families. What has that experience been like for you and your family, Andrew?
Well, it gives a lot more time with just me and Albie. What do you have to say, Albie?
Mama, she doesn't go into the COVID patient's room. She just goes on computer. That's what all the chaplains are doing, I think.
She was also a guest.
That's a great practice, so they don't have to.
She was also a guest.
She was also a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And also.
How'd she do, Albie?
Good.
Yeah, it has been, you can't avoid talking about it when she's going to the hospital all the time. So Albie knows a lot about Corona. So he's channeling it into the podcast. So.
What was it like to have President Obama's foundation mention you guys?
What'd you think, Albie?
Good.
It was exciting. Yeah. We still don't know how they came across it.
We still don't know who even sent my podcast to them.
We invited any one of the Obamas to be a guest on a future episode, but we haven't heard back yet. So.
Albie, this is your chance. Do you have a message for President Obama that you want us to convey to him?
I don't even have a message because I did not even,
Well, Albie, I want to say congratulations to you. It's so fascinating, and I wonder how many other kids will be inspired because of your action. I want to thank you and your dad, Andrew, very much for joining us today.
My cousin does a podcast, but not like out in public. He just does like a short message to everyone that's in my family, but
that works too.
Public.
I absolutely love it, Albie. Absolutely. Thank you both, Albie and Andrew, very much for joining us today.